This is the Lockpicking Lawyer, and what I have for you today is the Life Jacket model LJ2 gun lock. This is a slightly unusual product, falling somewhere in the security spectrum between a trigger lock and a small gun box. Life Jacket actually has a couple different similar models designed for protecting handguns. There's the LJ1 that has a plastic clamshell design secured by a wafer lock. And then there's this, the LJ2, which has a steel clamshell with the slightly more pick-resistant Dimple core. To open this up, we insert the key and turn it 90 degrees counterclockwise, and that allows you to open it up. There's a couple features designed to keep you from scratching your gun up. We have the foam lining, and there's also a rubber bead that goes around the hole out of which the handle and barrel would come from the case. You can see they reinforce the case around where the core is. That's actually on both sides. And we have a pretty thick hinge on this that looks like it's spot welded into place. If we look carefully at this, you can see that Life Jacket appears to have used different thicknesses of metal for the top and bottom halves of the clamshell. And frankly, I'm not sure why they would do that other than as a cost-saving measure. In any case, what we're going to do today is see what it takes to pick into this lock. Before we do that, I'm going to place a handgun inside of the lock, and it's important to test it with a handgun in place. The reason for that is that the foam and the gun together exert an opening force on the case. That in turn applies force to the lock, which makes the core a little bit on the stiff side to turn. That in turn makes this lock harder to pick. Now what we have here is a relatively cheap little Chinese Dimple lock, and usually they're very easily raked open. However, because of that opening force that's making this core stiff, it's going to be a little bit on the difficult side to rake, but we are going to try it. And I think the best way to do it would probably be to squeeze the case closed. That will take some of the force off of the core and tension at the same time. And I'll use this Dimple rake and see if we can get it open. Okay, that appears to have worked just fine. As you can see, we got into that in just a couple of seconds. If you don't have Dimple rakes, it is just as easy to single pin pick. And you don't have to squeeze the case and tension at the same time. Let's see. Click out a 1, click out a 2, 3's loose, 4's loose, click out a 5. Let's go back to the beginning, 1, 2, click out a 3, and 4. Okay, so clearly no security pins, 5 pins, all standard. As far as Dimple locks go, I think you'd be hard-pressed to find one easier to pick open. Now, I'm actually a little bit torn when it comes to this Life Jacket product. I think the main goal of a lock like this is to protect the gun from curious teenagers or adolescents, and the fact that you can get into it quickly with a relatively unskilled raking attack undermines that purpose significantly. However, I also have a tough time telling people to stay away from it, frankly, because it's a lot more secure than a lot of the comparable products out there on the market. So I'm just going to leave it there. That's all I have for you on this Life Jacket model LJ2 gun lock. If you do have any questions or comments about it, please put them below. If you liked this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe. And as always, have a nice day. Thank you.